YouTube! So today we are going to do another pose session. So this started out as a figure of the week pose session for the PlayStation 5 and the Storm Collectibles Scorpion and Sub-Zero. But they kind of deserved a whole video. So let's get posing.
Round 1. Fight!
Obviously this idea started when I saw the 1/6 PlayStation on order. I already knew that I wanted Deadpool and Wolverine or maybe Cable to play on the PlayStation and do a beat 'em up. And really, this could have been Bleach or Dragon Ball Z or Naruto, but really, the PlayStation coming in at the same time as the Storm Collectibles Scorpion and Sub-Zero was the best option really. These figures are really fun to pose, except for changing the hands. That is really a drag. Personally, I'm a bit too stubborn to use warm water or a blow dryer, but you might consider it if you want to pose these guys, because those mushroom pegs on the wrists are really bothersome. Now, the first pose was just a starting pose, with Sub-Zero drawing his ice axe and Scorpion drawing his sword. And in this pose, they are already going at it. Sub-Zero does a strike with his ice axe and Scorpion is blocking this. And yes, of course, it doesn't make any sense that someone wielding an axe can just be blocked by a dude using his arm guards. But hey, that's Mortal Kombat. Doesn't matter if you get hit by fists, or feet, or fireballs, or a chain and a kunai, or a katana, or an ice blast. You can just press block and you just receive a little bit of block damage. That's it, you're fine. Speaking of ice blasts, this pose Sub-Zero is charging up his ice blasts. So he still has the axe in his right hand and the left is wielding the ice blast. And Scorpion is getting his two katanas out. Or technically it's probably a wakizashi. So to signify that Sub-Zero is not shooting an ice blast yet, I turned the hand upside down. Tried to make it look like he's charging it. And Scorpion is using a lower stance, with the katana offensively and wakizashi defensively at the back. So I decided to also include some solo shots, getting a different angle, maybe to see the pose a bit better. This is Sub-Zero's solo pose, and this is Scorpion's solo pose. Now, after the last scene, we go into Scorpion doing a slash uppercut to Sub-Zero with his katana. And I guess this would qualify as a launch, right? In Mortal Kombat 11. As for the head sculpts, I like how Scorpion's head sculpt has the white eyes. And Sub-Zero ones has the eyes with the pupils in it. So this is the solo of Sub-Zero being launched by the katana. And this one is Scorpion doing the katana damage on Sub-Zero. After being launched, Sub-Zero goes straight into an ice kunai throw. I used a little metal wire going from his arm guard to the kunai, and I put some blue tack on the kunai and the wire so it would stick, to make it seem like Sub-Zero is actually throwing the kunai to Scorpion. And this is a close-up of the kunai throwing action. And this is Sub-Zero's solo pose. And this is Scorpion's solo pose. He's just stalking Sub-Zero at this point. But to be honest, you could use this pose for a kunai deflection or a ready pose. So for our first fatality, I guess the kunai didn't work, and Scorpion beheads Sub-Zero. To make the pose look stronger, I used a wider stance. The The legs are almost straight, the arms are straight, and I think this gives the Scorpion pose a pretty powerful look. Which he should have, of course, given that he's giving the fatality to Sub-Zero. As for the second fatality, I have Deadpool winning here, and Wolverine shaking his head in disbelief. But Deadpool is piloting Sub-Zero, and he's doing a double ice blast, giving the freeze to Scorpion. Now you might argue, why is that a fatality? Well, in case you're wondering, here's the conclusion. Sub-Zero beheading Scorpion. Deadpool knows he has won, throwing the controller in the air, giving the OK sign, and Wolverine is still in disbelief. Now, this was the first fatality I envisioned after the ice blast, and the second one is this one. It's Sub-Zero ripping out the frozen spine of Scorpion. Now, while I really missed the ice block accessory for Sub-Zero to freeze people, this accessory is a very cool one they included. And it would literally work for almost any opponent they'll release in this line. That's round 1. Now, let's do another round.
Round 2. Fight!
So this was the scene that started this whole video. This scene is what I had in mind, with Sub-Zero and Scorpion facing off, being piloted by Deadpool and Wolverine with the PlayStation 5. But I decided to push this scene further back into the video because I'm going to combine this technique, the fireball technique, with the kunai chain throwing technique. But you'll see that later. So this scene is literally the follow-up to the previous one. We have Scorpion jumping in the air to use the fireball on Sub-Zero, and Sub-Zero is charging up his ice blast effects. Fun fact about the fireball effect piece, I already took one out of the box of the first Scorpion I had and then misplaced my Scorpion box, so I had to order another one because I really want to do this video. So now I ended up with a Scorpion figure and 2 fireball effects, and I'll put it to good use. You'll see that later. And as you can see, this is the solo pose of Scorpion in Lightbox, and this is Sub-Zero's solo pose. I'm a huge fan of these Storm Collectible effect pieces. I love effect pieces overall, but I think they've done these extremely well. It almost seems like they have like this LED light up feature in them, but it's just the light from the surroundings of the Lightbox. Like I said earlier, of course I also wanted to use the chain and the kunai. So I started out with a ready stance, and I didn't do a round 3 because last scene wasn't really a fatality. The fatality comes later. Sub-Zero isn't holding anything, but this is classic Mortal Kombat 11 arm positioning. To be honest, I didn't really check what the arm positioning was on Scorpion when he's holding the chain and kunai, so I just did this. At this point I looked at the chain and it just looked like a victim of gravity. But of course everyone also wants a chain throw pose. So to accomplish that I used this metal wire. It's 0.7mm gauge if you want to know, but I think you can use up to 1.1mm. The thicker the gauge of your wire is, the more poseable it'll be, but I don't know if it'll look as good, because as you can see, this still looks like a chain. I think it's because I was able to skip every other chain link, so you see more of the links than the actual wire. When you combine this with your Scorpion figure, you'll get this. So, as you can see, the chain link is pretty poseable at the moment. If you keep it at a horizontal line, a completely horizontal line, he won't be able to support itself. If you want to do that, you might need to choose a bit of a thicker gauge, but other than that, you can do whatever you want with it now. So after the last scene, Sub-Zero is caught by the chain and he gets pulled by Scorpion.
Get over here!
Okay, so I had to use that audio clip again because I listened to, I think, 10 minutes of only Scorpion going get over here to mimic that voice. Now, as I stated previously, I wanted to use the fireball effect with the chain grab. So after chain grab, Scorpion sets Sub-Zero ablaze. And this is a proper fatality, I think. I think the skeleton was a die-cast cool model one. And as you can see, I used the Spider-Man base. And also I used the 2 particle effects from Scorpion. And I think this way it actually looks like he sets the skeleton ablaze. And with this fatality, we've come to the ending of this video. I hope you've really enjoyed it. I had fun making it, and please let me know if you did, or if you have any suggestions for future videos. If you'd like to see more posing content, you can join our Facebook channel, 6 Scale Poses. And if you'd like to see more video posing content, you can check out Peter Ton's Posing with Peter, my man Hawkeye's channel Iron Logan, or Terry Smith's channel Toys Will Be Toys, or his How to Be a Poser videos. If you want to support the channel, please hit the like button and subscribe, and other than that, see you next time. Remember to never pose outside your comfort level, but keep posing.